Hey everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of Caught Lookin. We are so excited you are here with us as we kick off this new adventure, the first all women's Guardians podcast. We've been building toward this launch for a couple weeks, and it means so much to have you guys listening in right from the start. Whether you've been a Guardians fan for decades or just hopped on the bandwagon, this is a space for fans like us to share the love of the game. So let's get into it. I'm Meg, your host and creator of Caught Lookin'. And joining me on our very first lineup are three amazing women who are ready to dive in. Let's go around and introduce ourselves. Nicole, you want to kick us off?
Howdy ho. I'm Miss Will Brennan.
Sarah
Hello, hello, everybody. I'm so excited to be recording this first episode. I am fired up.
and Mikayla.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mikayla. I will be your baseball card correspondent, mostly.
That's super exciting. I am super excited to get into that. All right. So, first things first, though, let's chat about the series versus the Mariners. Did not end how we wanted it probably today, but honestly, I'm going to take the series win. I'm going to take the fact that Cal Raleigh was held, and I'm going to take the
hmm
fact that Joss Naylor did not destroy us.
Thank you, Steven Kwan.
Cheers to Steven Kwan.
Oh, yes. Love him so much. We should extend him immediately.
Yes. Hashtag extend Steven Kwan forever and ever. Never let him leave.
Yeah. I think if you would have told me after getting swept by the Rangers that we were going to win the next two, right? We took 4 of 6. I would have been very content with hearing that.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely same.
I feel like you feel bad because we lost, like it was not a great loss today, but I feel like we did what we needed to do before going on the road again.
Yeah, I'm
And
definitely happy with taking 2 out of the 3 games and, especially just being 4 games back from the wild card now. I do think that there's still plenty of time. So, I mean, this was a really important series, and I think all things considered, we did get the job done. So,
yeah, definitely. And honestly, today's game falls on that bad third strike call that was called a ball. If, that's the third strike, Julio
hmm
Rodriguez never comes to the plate to have the debacle that was that play at first, which I don't know. I'm not quite sure if New York made that right call or not, but yeah, it just
The
really stems on that third strike.
the entire team had the exact same reaction. Every single one of them, as soon as that call dropped, and they all went, oh, like I'm sorry, like that says it right there. That universally, like I know it was just the Guardians that did that. Obviously, the Mariners were like, yay, but I don't think I've ever seen an entire team universally react to a play review like that before.
I feel like
No, that's a good point.
I feel like Julio looked shocked. I feel like he was, oh wait, he was fully like accepted that he was going to be called out there. I think he also looked shocked.
Yeah, it was a good series though. I am glad they had the extra innings win, and then Saturday was a good win. They had really good moments, good punch outs. Rocchio, I loved him hustling home on Friday. Man,
Yes.
he just hoofed it. I love when Rocchio gets that glint in his eye where you can tell he wants to win. You saw it in the playoffs, especially in the Tiger series last year. I just love when he gets that way because that's when we see like, oh, the Rocchio we were supposed to have. Like this great hitter, great defender, good hustler, and it makes me excited.
I need to
right.
know what happened to him in Columbus, man. He must have gone on some kind of like, did he go to like some tarot card reader? Did like what was there someone with like crystals who like blessed him while he was down there because something
Honestly, oh
transformational.
god. I also want to shout out Nolan Jones too. And I really did
Oh
not
hell yeah.
think that I would be doing this, but I mean, that man had a great, past 2 games. Let's see. I have the stats right here. He went 2 for 4 the first game against Seattle, and then he got another hit. Obviously he had that home run and a double. So I mean, he's at least hitting the ball much better now, and I think now is when we absolutely need him to. So
Hmm.
I'm glad that, he's shown some signs of life at the plate. And man, I just really hope he can keep that up though, because he was really, I mean, backed into a corner there. And for the longest time, I was just like, why is he still on this team? So if he can at least keep that up, then, we'll see what happens. But I do commend Nolan Jones for, his performance this past series.
And I think
Yes.
it takes some stress off of him that you have CJ Capis because like we have a couple people who can play right field and Sheeman can, obviously Nolan Jones can, but having CJ Capis who can regularly play out there and then flex to first or DH if you needed to, but he can bounce between those two positions. I feel like it's taken that defensive stress off of Nojo because he wasn't doing the best in right field either. He's had a couple reads, a couple bad bounces. So to for him to be able to just go play center or go back to he doesn't have to be the best right fielder on the team right now because they don't need Sheeman at second or at third or whatever. So having CJ Kafis up, I think helps take some of that stress off of him, off of Nolan. But you're right, just because going into this series, he had a solo home run on the game previous on Wednesday's game. So he had 2 games in a row with solo home runs, which it was looking like we were never going to get another home run from him. So for him to have 2 in a row is awesome.
Yeah, he almost doubled his home run count for the season in this week.
And he has a great outfield arm. It'd be if he could just put it all together for more than one game at a time, like I would be jazzed.
That throw to third base on what was
Oh
it?
my
Was
goodness.
it Friday night?
Yeah, it
I
was
can't remember,
gorgeous.
but my God, that was such a good throw. Yeah, if he could just
He had a couple of those where they were either right just offline on second, and it's like, oh man, if he could have just been a little bit more online, that would have been another snipe.
mhm.
Right. For everything our outfield lacks in like power and hitting, we make up for in defense for sure. Like tenfold.
Steven Kwan.
hmm
Three-time
Didn't
Gold
even have to
Glover,
say it.
Steven Kwan.
I just love him so much.
Man, that catch, he just like
I was
did that little
there.
thing.
I
Yeah.
saw it in person and I sit in left
Did
field
you have
and
like
just
an out-of-body experience?
every time Steven Kwan
I just love when like their top tier athletes do that little thing where like it's like they almost like video game jump to complete the task. Like Tatis has done it before where he's like double jumped in midair.
Yeah.
That was one of those moments where he just like did video game physics moves to make that catch. And it was, I almost missed it because I was also at the game. I almost missed it because he was just so quick about getting that ball.
Yeah,
And
it was.
Nolan's face when Kwan came up with it was hilarious.
I love it when the outfield celebrates with each other. They're all so cute. They do like their little hug, or they do like their big. The left field was it left field and right field that always do the jump high five at the
Yeah.
end.
Oh yeah, I love that.
And
They're
Kwan's
literally
got
just
some hops
kids,
on
man.
him
They're
too.
just kids playing out there. It's so cute.
I don't know if you guys saw Papa Schnee's post of his when they were celebrating the walk off, and his wife said they're all a bunch of 10-year-old boys. They
They
are.
really, they
Shout out to
really
Papa
are.
Schnee. I hope that he watches this.
The last bastion of dads on Twitter.
I know. Yeah. Hopefully they don't. He doesn't get driven off, but we'll
Right.
see.
He's too
Guys,
pure.
can we? Everyone listening, can we stop attacking family members online of our players? Like that's kind of bullshit. They're-
Yeah,
that's
that's not cool, you guys.
I also think it's so
I
nice to have them on. Like, it's so great that we have family members of teammate of like players interacting with us.
yeah, it's
it's
it's such a cool little like not an Easter egg, but like it's a fun little fan interaction that you don't get very often.
no, and this is like the last year was the first year I could ever remember it wasn't just one or two, or it wasn't just like one play or player's family popping in, but we had Coach Bybee, we had Tim Smith, and we had Papa Schnee were regularly in comments.
hmm
I talked with Coach Bybee in one of the comment sections about, how his wife was a cheerleader, so she related to me losing my voice at the playoff, like stuff like that. And like I miss having that. And it's a shame the reason we don't have that is because people don't know how to control their emotions, their big kid emotions online.
Yeah.
Right. I remember, oh gosh, wait, why did I just blank? Who are we just talking about? Oh, Scott Bybee. Yeah, I remember that he complimented one of my jersey designs that I made, and I thought that was the coolest thing in the world because I hadn't even followed him. He didn't follow me, but yet he was seeing my stuff and he just had so much nice things to say. And I'm like, you are so sweet. So I was just really touched by that. And yeah, it just made me sad that, he eventually had to leave Guardians Twitter, but yeah, we just be nice to people, you guys. Just be nice to players and their families. It's really not hard.
And I swear, if any of you bully Mama Sabrowski, I will personally fight you.
Seriously. All right. So I think this is as good of time as any to move on to some chatter about George Valera. We just got news that he is going to be, hopefully, I believe, coming up. I'm not sure. I've seen a couple people say it, but I haven't heard it from like official channels yet. Um, so the potential George Valera call up plus any other September Cup call ups because we're expanding rosters tomorrow. So there's a couple people that could be coming up to Cleveland from Columbus. Um, two, maybe more, depending on what's going on with Gabby. Since he's kind of day to day at the moment, we don't know where that's headed. Um, did you guys have any other thoughts on potential call ups? Who else might be
So,
making the trip?
everything I've seen about Valera is that he is the position call up for tomorrow for the roster expansion, which means we only have a spot for a pitcher. But we have 38 out of 40, I believe, on the 40-man roster. We might be down to 37 now that Carlos is officially released. I think with Carlos being officially released, we still have two spots on the 40-man, which means we can pretty much call up anybody they want to. Um, yeah, I think Valera's the plan is for the position call up, which means if unless Gabby goes on the IL, we really won't see another position player. I'm hoping we see John Means come up for
Hmm.
the pitching. Now would be as good time as ever to see him. So that's my weigh
Yeah,
in on
George
that.
Valera was definitely at the top of my list, and I was looking at his stats, and like the dude is ready. I mean, he's been hitting 265 in AAA with an 852 OPS, and I definitely think it's time to get him to the big leagues. And I think that, getting him reps in right field too would be good because with Santana gone, I think Kafis can take more reps at first. So yeah, I definitely want to see him in right probably. So he was definitely at the top of my list. PD Halpin too. I mean, I'm very interested in seeing more of him, and I was thinking too he can, if he took over center field, maybe I was even thinking too maybe they'll demote Angel Martinez because he's kind of an enigma too. I'm not really sure
Hmm.
what the plan is for Martinez, but I don't know.
Yeah,
He's one I would be interested in seeing too.
yeah. Poor Angel has been kind of in a slump recently.
I know. And I'm such an Angel Martinez
Oh
believer
yeah,
too. Like
same.
I'm a big fan of his and he's actually had quite a few clutch moments. And like he is a solid hitter. I think with him it's just more of a mental thing. He swings outside the zone a lot and he really doesn't walk. So I think if he can just kind of fine tune that, then he can be a solid player. So I would like to see him stay in our organization. I just don't know what the plan is for him moving forward.
I'm don't get I personally don't get too worried about Angel because he's still a literal baby.
Yeah,
He's only like 22, maybe just turned 23.
he's 23.
Okay. So yeah,
Yes,
he's
he turned
still
20.
so young in terms of being a major leaguer that there's still like he still has another growth spurt left, let alone
He's gonna come back
fine
next
tuning.
year 3 inches taller.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with PD Halpin though, and I think that would be a decent play is sending On Hill down and having PD play center because there's been some really great catches PD's made in center field for Columbus. Which, granted, Huntington, you can rob home runs a little bit easier than at Progressive, but that's still kind of the hustle and mentality you want to see from an outfielder. And he's on the 40 man, so like you don't have to make any moves to get him on. We protected him in the Rule 5 last year, so it's just a matter of moving on the 26 man for him.
Right. And I know there's talk about Cooper Ingle too, but I definitely think he needs way more time in AAA since he was basically just promoted. I mean, he has a very small sample size in Columbus. And so I definitely don't think we should bring him up. As much as, everyone wants to see if he can be our catcher of the future. I think that he is definitely 2026, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
say it looks like
If I
John Means made his second, third rehab start today.
should be his third if it was today, then.
Yeah, he made a start today. He pitched versus Louisville, 4 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 run, 0 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 strikes, 58 pitches total with 37 strikes.
Yeah, I think he's right. I mean, he's come off an injury. It's not like he's being promoted for the first time, so
I want to see if Unk still got it. I want to
How
see.
how old is he? Now that
He's
I'm looking at this,
32.
32. Yeah, okay. So a veteran by our standards, truly.
if I would have any catcher come up, I think Cody Huff would be a decent catcher to get a look for because he needs to be protected in the Rule 5 if or he'll get thrown into the Rule 5 draft. And I could see another team picking up Cody Huff. He's a decent catcher, and there's potential for him for someone else to pick up, but I don't see a future with our team because of Cooper, because of Jay Cozy, because of Bennett Thompson and Johnny Tencher. Like every level has a great catcher right now.
We're
Um,
backlogging catchers at this point.
they've become our new shortstops. Uh,
And they're all Hedgie clones, if you've noticed.
yes. But I really think it'd be nice to give Cody Huff a look up here, see if he can, and just kind of shop him a bit going into the offseason because he'll be tradable before the Rule 5 deadline.
Not a bad idea.
So I wouldn't mind seeing that. If we drop the series against Boston, I think you make that play. Because at that point you gotta wash your hands of the wild card race, even if we're not statistically eliminated. We're 4 games back right now, so any loss moving forward, we kind of just have to call it what it is and play for next year.
Yep, agreed.
And who knows, maybe Cody Huff goes on a Linsanity run and takes us to the World Series.
R.I.P. Jeremy Lin. Not
Oh.
R.I.P., but he retired.
Retire in peace, Jeremy Lin.
Yes, thank you.
Retire in
It's
peace.
perfect. Retire in peace. He deserves it. He contributed to the cultural lexicon, and now he will live on forever as this fun little tidbit of
Just the term Linsanity will live on for
truly
any player who just has a stellar season just out of nowhere.
50 years from now. There are going to be people Googling what the hell Linsanity means, but they'll use
Right.
it regularly.
Kids these days have no idea.
The dang youth.
Oh,
Sorry, quick aside. So it was 90s themed because of the 1995
yes.
team celebrations, right? The Rock and Blast was 90s themed, despite them doing the 90s themed photo shoots last season. Anyways,
I
so
will
during
never
the
understand what our social teams are doing. Love you,
during the
admin, but I don't
fireworks,
get it.
Me either, man. Like to me, their social teams just seem so like copy and paste. Like they'll post the starting lineups, they'll post a couple highlights, and they'll post the final score, and like that's it. Like for Carlos Santana, did they even make like a highlight reel for him or anything? They just made the thank you Carlos graphic. Like did they do anything else for him?
I don't think so.
Because I've literally seen people on Guardians Twitter make better highlight reels of him, and it's like it can't be that hard. Like you can literally just use TikTok and make one. Like they got to get more creative with it because it's just kind of like these cookie cutter posts every day.
Sorry,
Can
Nicole,
we
we interrupted you. I went on a rant.
you're fine. I'm gonna further take that rant and give our condolences to Walkatana as they go through their
Oh.
Cubs base rebrand in this trying times.
Pour one out for our homie.
But
Walktana's
no,
moving
so
to the Cubs.
these kids were sitting next to me with their dad during the fireworks, and the Friends theme song came on, and they didn't know you're supposed to clap.
Oh no. No.
I've never watched a single episode of Friends, but even I know that you're supposed to clap.
I'm gonna log you off now, Sarah.
I don't think I've seen it either, ever.
Granted,
Yeah,
I
that's
was
a bold
not
confession, and I was almost debating on not saying that, but yeah, I have not watched Friends, so please don't come for me.
I was not I I was, a teen and college. I'm prime millennial. And that's exactly all of my friends were watching it. But it wasn't until like kind of like the latter half. It was actually I think when Brad Pitt was on the Thanksgiving episode that I kind of like started
Mm.
semi regularly watching it, which was super late, by the way. But I've watched enough reruns at this point that I think I've caught just about everything.
Okay, we're already rebranding to a Friends watch along podcast. Stay tuned to find out if they were on a break or not.
Oh, sounds good. In, done. Then we can move on to Gilmore Girls after that.
I've also never seen that.
No, I haven't either.
Yeah, me either. Okay, thank God I wasn't the only one because
Okay.
I was holding that one in to see
I was
if
like,
anyone
should I tell
else to
somebody?
see if anyone else
Okay,
admitted it first.
I didn't watch it until COVID. So
Okay.
so it's fun, which was funny because it started when Rory was my age exactly. Like when it started, I was a freshman in high school, I think, and Rory was a freshman in high school. When I actually watched it, I was Lorelai's age. I was like 36. Like if I would have watched it originally, I would have been Team Rory all the way. But since I watched it when I was Lorelai's age, I'm like, this dumb bitch. This kid doesn't fucking get it. Tell her, Lorelai.
Okay, but wait, if we're talking about shows that we binged during COVID, for anyone listening, please comment like what shows you binged because I'm so curious. Because I'll
Yes.
tell you right now, during COVID, for some reason, I had like this theme going on. I binge watched Lost, all of Lost, and it was fantastic. I love that show. And then I got really into Survivor. So it's like this like this like being stranded on a desert island theme somehow took up all of my time during COVID.
After that,
And I
was
have
Naked
no
and
idea
Afraid.
how.
Sarah, were you okay?
Honestly, I was thriving during quarantine, but
I feel
maybe
like
now
there's
that I
like a
think about it, maybe I
psychological.
wasn't. But yeah, I don't know.
If there's any psychists in the chat, can we break down this one?
Any psychologist, please weigh in because I would be very curious.
Please tell me what's wrong with me.
Right. Was
I
I just in
watched.
quarantine too much that I was just craving being in a wide open island with nobody around me? I don't know.
You were in a social deserted island. That's no, during quarantine, I watched Diamond No Ace, which is a baseball anime, and in one of the
Oh
later
my God.
seasons, they actually use a play from the one of the 2010s Cleveland Indians teams where like it's a crazy double play where like he does like a little like half-hearted flip. They animated it and put it in the anime.
I'm gonna have
Oh,
to
that's
look
so
that up.
sick.
That's amazing.
Oh, it's a good anime as well.
It is very good.
Yeah.
What was
You
it
will
called?
love Diamond No Ace or Diamond of Eight. There's like Diamond No Ace is the Japanese name for it.
Mikayla, what did you binge during COVID?
I actually watched Avatar for the first time, the
Oh,
animated version.
amazing.
Okay,
Yes.
Oh,
Last Airbender.
yes.
Like The Last Airbender,
Oh,
yeah.
so good.
Cried, just like cried the whole
Yes.
time. Actually, I got into baseball cards during COVID. That was like the start of it.
Huh.
And that is the perfect segue. Mikayla, please take it away.
All right. So I guess recently, I think the thing that's like the biggest news recently in the hobby, for the baseball card people out there who don't know, the general collection community of like cards and sports cards.
Oh no. Kayla's been having some connection issues, so I'm gonna apologize in advance if she drops once or twice. Um,
If we need some filler, I could talk about Avatar for hours on end. So.
right? But
No, I wanted.
so a fun little fact that I will share while Mikayla is working on her technical issues. I recently discovered, so last year, Pride Night in June, I had the distinct pleasure of meeting my favorite player of all time, Austin Hedges. Um, and I recently discovered that the Topps Series 2 card that they are, the photo that they're using for that card for this year for 2025 is from that night that I met him. So I've never collected baseball cards before. There's never been anything that I've been super interested in. But now I have a good 2 dozen of that particular card.
I think that's a good a sign as any to start.
Yes, exactly. I'm like, this is a sign from God. Mikayla, you there?
Yes, I am.
Fantastic. Keep going, please. Oh no. Oh, oh no, she dropped again. Oh, this is a huge bummer. I'm so sorry.
I can pinch hit about some baseball
Go
cards
ahead,
now.
please.
So, for those who don't know, I too collect baseball cards, not to the diligent extent that Mikayla does, because man, that girl has the full almost. She is collecting the Steven Kwan rainbow, and having bought a couple cards, I respect that grind because that is both expensive and takes a lot of Googling skills and
Oh,
communication
especially for
skills.
Kwan.
Oh man, there's some of those cards I look at the like Quan or Jose version, and it's like hundreds of dollars. And then the Will Brennan version's like $12. I'm like, yeah, that's my boy. Looking out for me. Let's go. Yeah, so I recently purchased at an anime convention. It was meant so K-pop idols have little picture cards that are the size of baseball cards. So something that's really popular amongst K-pop and Pokemon collectors is like decorating them. And this couple, they made bags that had the top loaders glued onto the front of the bag with like decorations on them. Immediately bought one.
Of
Told them
course.
I had a Will Brennan card with me. This was in Texas. I flew. I had a Will Brennan base card with me and put it in it. And the guy was like, "Oh, is he like who's the player?" I was like, "Oh, Will Brennan." And he's like, "Oh, is he good?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, "But he's my favorite." And they're like, "That just makes it better." So now when I go to games, I have this little purse with Will Brennan cards. I have him. I carry with him. Carry it all the
That's
time.
adorable, and I love it.
The things we do for our favorite players.
Truly, truly. Mikayla, are you back with us?
I am, yeah. I
There you
reset
are.
everything. We'll try again.
Okay, okay.
So recently, the most expensive sports card ever had just sold for, do you guys want to guess?
I'm gonna guess 1.5 million.
Higher.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess like let's say like 8 million.
Nicole, do you have a guess?
I was gonna say like 6.7
$12.9 million.
Holy shit. A
Yeah.
baseball card?
It's a basketball card, which is even crazier.
Oh, oh.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's the 2007, 2008 Upper Deck Exquisite collection dual logo man of autograph of Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan.
Wow.
I was gonna guess Kobe.
Yeah, but the thing is, uh, Kevin O'Leary, the Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank, he
Mm.
bought it with his like an investor group. So that's been this discourse in the hobby as of this week,
oh,
discussing like,
That's lame.
right, like who's buying baseball cards? Are we using them as investments or are we using them as like actual like collectibles? But I really just wanted to talk about the most expensive Guardians or Indians cards that I've ever sold because I was shocked to look these up.
Yes, I would love to hear about that.
So the baseball card world is kind of divided by different eras. So mo most of the very expensive cards are all from the pre-war era, pre-World War
Hmm.
II. So the most expensive card from as a player in like a Indians jersey or a guard. Actually, this would have been not either of those jersey. Sold for $504,000. That was Shoeless Joe Jackson.
Oh,
That is actually not his most expensive card. That's his 1915 Cracker Jack card. His most expensive card is actually him from like wearing a double A New Orleans Pelicans card jersey. I just thought that was bizarre. So he's like his minor league card is his like most expensive card.
that is
Um,
really weird.
yeah. The next most expensive would be Satchel Paige with a 1948 Leaf. He's a cool one, right? Because he didn't start playing into the MLB until he was 42. We had just broke the color barrier. Um, and so he came into the league in 1948. So Leaf in 1948 released his rookie card. He played for like what, another 5 years until like 1953, and then he played again once like when he was like 59 for like just like 3 innings.
That's
Um,
crazy.
This is
yeah,
such a cool history lesson we're getting to. I'm so into this.
Carlos
Right.
Santana Coden.
right. So all the time he played, he only had like really 3 cards. So the fact that he has a rookie card is insane. We have just broken the color barrier and now we have a rookie card is just incredible. So his last card went for $432,000.
Yeah, so a rookie card at 40 something? Is that what she said?
Yeah, rookie card at age 42. It's giving Daniel Schneemann. I love Daniel
Oh
Schneemann. I do. I love him so much.
no. We mean that endearingly, Papa Schneeman. Don't
Yeah,
Yes.
Papa
worry.
Schneemann, I love you so much. Please, please don't hate me.
I hope
Um,
he giggles at that.
Oh.
um, but yeah, so there's only most of the cards are from players from, well before in the pre-war era. Um, there are only 2 players, I would argue, that have expensive cards that are current players. Would be Francisco Lindor and
Mm.
Jose Ramirez. Personally, I was like, man, I should have taken out a loan. So for Jose Ramirez, who I think is going to be a Hall of Famer, I would,
I think that's a good bet to
I
take.
think like I might take that bet. Like I'm not much of a
I don't
gambler. If
gamble, but yes, yes.
if you don't consider baseball cards gambling, I don't gamble. But some would very much consider baseball cards gambling. But Jose Ramirez's card, his 2014 Topps Chrome Superfractor 1 of 1, and it's gorgeous. It's like autographed. It's stunning. It sold for $20,000.
Jesus Christ.
Oh.
That's his rookie card. Like that's insane. Oh man, I
Wow.
was like, but that was in 2022, so who knows what it would sell for now.
Yeah,
But I
seriously.
think he's like solidified himself, I think, as a Hall of Famer, and I'll stand on that one.
Yes, absolutely. No, I actually just like I said, I've just gotten into the hobby, if you will, with one specific card. But I found a clear acetate of the 2025 season 2 Austin Hedges that I fell in love with, but someone was trying to sell it for like $110. And I'm like, I love him, but no.
I was gonna say my most expensive card is they did a one because of last year's when Will Brennan hit the walk-off 3-run home run against the Twins.
Yes.
They have a card and has a chunk of one of the bases uh in the card. It's an embed. And I think it was 130 and change, which is the most I've spent on a card. And I think we were talking about it that there was a 1 of 1 for Will Brennan that went for like $1,400. And I was like, no,
That's ridiculous.
no, thank you.
I'm not gonna share how much I spent on baseball cards then.
We when you were dealing with your connectivity issues, I had commented how inspiring it is just seeing I know how expensive some of these refractors and variants can go when they're like when you start getting the of 50s of 25s. I It's impressive one to be able to
Hmm.
find them
Oh
and
yeah,
then
I
the
scour the internet.
dedication.
I now have 4 Steven Kwan 1 of 1s.
Oh,
Um, I'd like to add a few more. My goal is to get all of the pink cards. The Sapphire, the 1 of 1s are Paparacha officially. But it's actually just like a pink color. And I'd like to get all of those. That's like my goal of the hobby is to collect all of the Steven Kwan Paparachas one day.
one
That's
day.
so
Someday.
cool. Here's a question for you, Mikayla. For someone who wants to get into collecting, who really doesn't know anything about it, what's like a good way to start? Because I know like a lot of people, they have their niches in collecting for a certain player or for a certain team. So how did you kind of find that and just how did you get started?
I think to start, you gotta just go with like a classic paper card. So the top series 1 and 2, they're paper cards. They're the same pair, like the same design that'll exist for all of our Chrome cards, all those super expensive cards. But it gets you like a feel of what of what you're looking for. And there's parallels in that as well that are different numbered and different colors and stuff. But I think it's like a really cheap way. I mean, cheap being relative. I could do a whole podcast about how much the hobby costs and if we're, squeezing out children so they can't actually afford cards anymore. But I think like series one and two is super fun, and I always have a good time. But also if you're going into baseball cards or any sports cards with the idea of you're looking to invest, I just don't think there's other ways to do it, and I wouldn't suggest like ripping packs is not how you invest. I'm not an investor. I collect just for funsies. I spend stupid money for funsies. Like it is, I just love Steven Kwan and I love the color pink, and it's not that deep. Um,
Fair.
my dad always like asking me like who we should invest in, and like I genuinely don't know. I collect players because I like them, which I know a lot of people don't love. And I think just the whole idea of investing is super it's like daunting for a lot of new collectors. And I think if you just go after like collecting what you enjoy, right? Like I collect Stephen Kwan. I started with just with a bunch of the pink refractors, which are usually like $3 cards. That's what it started with. So just like kind of finding your niche and finding what actually brings you joy. Because paper cards are awesome. I love like even just like you, it's some variations in there. There's so much fun to be had if you just aren't like chasing a number.
Mhm.
And what's the running joke? If you want to make $1,000 uh selling baseball cards, you start with $2,000.
Basically, yeah. I
No,
ripped
I'm
a
the same way.
I ripped a
I
bunch this weekend, and I think I have like one $15 card. But I had so much fun ripping, so that's what I paid for.
So I started collecting because my mom, she does stockings every year, and so for Brian and I, a couple years ago, she just got us a couple of packs of baseball cards, and we had such a blast ripping them, and like I was sorting them all into teams, into divisions and stuff like that. So like I had a lot of fun with it, and then just the next year, she bought us more baseball cards, and then I just started buying my own. But it's the same thing. I started collecting Will Brennan cards, obviously. He's my favorite player. And then it became, well, I having the same picture over and over again, like, because I decorate my top loaders that I store them all in. And so I hang them on my wall in my craft room. To paint the picture, my craft room is bright pink.
Perfect.
Yeah, exactly. So
I'm
these
loving
are all
it.
hanging on the wall as a decoration, like under a hammock holding all of my plush stuffies and everything. And um, after a while, like having the same picture, I'm like, this is getting weird. Like it's just the same picture of Will. It's a lot. So then it was like, okay, well, I'm gonna start collecting more Guardians. So like now I have, and so what I do is I look at whatever they're coming out with for that series, and like, okay, is there someone I really want? So they had a Sunshine one with little
Mhm.
suns
Oh,
on
this
it,
is
and I
so
Yep.
cute.
so cute. I hunted that one down for Sheeman because I thought it'd be funny to have the snowman and the Sunshine one.
Yes, that's cute.
And then the hot dog, I had to find the Hedgie.
I have the hot dog one. That one
I
was a
am
must cop, absolutely.
desperately trying to find the 69 hot dog.
I checked
Des-
mine.
Like the serial number 69 out of
no, like
99.
because there are some hot dogs that are numbered.
Yeah, so because they're out of
They're out of
99, I think.
99. So you want the one that's number 69 out of 99.
Yes, exactly.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
internet,
yeah.
let's get on that. We can find this.
I checked mine. Mine's like 23. I was gonna give it up for you if it was 69. I
I
was
did
willing.
get, I do have one 69. It's from last year. And I wanted to try and get him to sign it. But he did wave at me at the one of the games that we went to. Nicole was with me. She
Can
saw
confirm.
Andre Knott, grabbed him, pointed at me in the crowd, and said, "Your girl's here." And I said, "Hi." And he was like, "Hi." That was as much as our interaction was. Um, but yeah, he didn't come over, so I wasn't able to get him to sign the 69. But maybe one day.
That's so
Yeah.
funny. We'll have to find. I'll have to check all of the deep card sites for you.
Yeah.
There's more than just eBay. I'll check them all now.
Yeah, that's how I do it. I like at least once a new usually for series one, I'll go buy a hobby box because that one has a guaranteed either relic or autograph in it. And like I've gotten some good cards out of it. I have my first hobby box I ever bought, I got a Vlad Guerrero Jr. autograph,
Oh,
which I've been
nice.
hanging on to that one because I was wanting to see if he was going to leave the Blue Jays or not. And since he signed his extension, I'm like, ah, dang it, because if he left the Blue Jays, it would have gone up a little bit. But
Oh, that's
like you
my
said,
thought on Steve. That was the only way I survived the Steven Kwan trade rumors is that if he went to the Dodgers, my collection would skyrocket in price and I would have made money instead of just hemorrhaged money.
Girl, I
That
don't
was
know
my
how
thought.
you survived the trade deadline. Oh my God. I was in tears with Shane. And like Shane's not even I'm like he's Hedgie's bestie and that killed me. Like
I was like genuinely sobbing. I think I was driving to or home from the National Card Show. I can't
oh,
remember. And I remember just like being in a panic the whole time. I was like, am I gonna survive the card show? I don't know. Like, what do I do? I'm gonna have a terrible time if I go and my favorite player doesn't play for this team anymore.
Oh,
But that
I
was
was on vacation during the trade deadline. So let me tell you, I was trying to relax on the beach, man. And at the same time, like I would leave my phone up in my hotel room because I'm like, I don't need this constant, distraction. But at the same time, like all I could think about was, is Steven Kwan still on my baseball team? And so I'd come back from the beach and I would look at my phone and there was no news. And so I was literally just in a panic, like on my vacation. So that was very fun.
I was in
I
tears at my desk at work. I was physically at work that day. I was in my office and just crying.
I was not well. I had like a migraine for like 3 days.
Oh no.
I was physically sick over the possibility of Stephen Kwan getting
I was
traded.
watching my phone until what was it? Was it 5 or 6 o'clock?
So
Like
yeah.
waiting for it to click and then like 10 minutes over. I think I gave it like 10 or 15 minutes before I finally let out a breath and was like, oh, he's staying. Oh, thank God. Like just
Yeah.
I didn't realize how like that was like I feel like that was my first trade deadline where I was like really, really invested in it. Like every other year, I was just like, okay, whatever. We're not going to make that many big moves, but the idea of Kwan getting traded was
Yeah, that's how I was too.
heartbreaking.
So
Yeah, because
speaking
then
of
you're,
trade,
you're even like trying to rationalize them trading him. Like for the longest time, I was like, okay, yeah, he's definitely gone. So like you're already making contingency plans for the team. You're like, okay, like who's gonna play in left? And you're like, oh, I hope he does well on whatever team he goes to. So like you literally just start preparing for the inevitable. At least that's what it's like being a Cleveland fan though. I mean, if your favorite player comes up in trade talks, like you're just hardwired to assume that they're going to get traded. So thank God he didn't, but it was rough just making up all these scenarios in which he gets traded. Like it was driving me insane.
and it doesn't help that even after what 4 years now that Jose signed his extension, 3 or 4 years, we're still having to deal with people like, oh, here's what I would trade for Jose Ramirez,
He
despite
has
him
a no
having
trade
a
clause.
Right.
thank you, thank you.
He has
Um,
a no trade clause,
so you're
and
you're
he
you
is
have
not leaving. Like that's oh, I'm sorry for interrupting you, but like
Especially coming from other Guardians fans too. Like, come on, like y'all should know this. So if
he
you're
has
making up trade
specifically
scenarios with
said
Jose, you're
he does not
delusional.
want to leave. He wants to raise his family here. His kids were born here. He has spent his entire life with this team. He has specifically said he wants to retire in Cleveland. Like it's just unless the entire team blows up, I there is no scenario whatsoever where Jose says, yes, trade me. I cannot think of a single one because he's not ring chasing. If he was,
no.
he wouldn't have told his agent to get on that plane and or the bus or whatever it was and make it work. Like he specifically said, I'm staying with this team, figure out how to make this happen. And it did. Like someone who cares about ring chasing, someone who cares about that kind of stuff is not going to tell his agent that and tell him to
Mhm.
make it work.
And he knows his value as a
Hmm.
player too. Like he knew he could have gone to whatever team he wanted for
Hmm.
whatever amount of money that he could have gotten. So, yeah, he's definitely not naive to that fact either. And that's why this man is getting a statue and I cannot wait for that day. I
Oh
will be
God,
there.
yes.
Yeah, well, I'll be there.
Absolutely.
I'm just glad Quan got the cheer he did
Yes.
the day after the day, that day of the trade deadline because I hope, he's pretty online and his wife's pretty online, so I know they
Mhm.
probably saw the talks and stuff leading up to it. But I just hope he understands how much of a pedestal for like as good and bad it is that he is put on. Because like if you ask even the most casual fan, for the longest time, if you were like name five, Cleveland baseball players, it was always like Jose Shane Bieber. And now it's Jose Steven Kwan.
Mhm.
Hmm.
It's Jose Steven Kwan, Kyle Manzardo. Like that's the three you always hear because it was Jose Josh Naylor. Like it's always Jose Steven Kwan now. And like that's where he fits in Cleveland like legend at this point because he deserves to be called the Cleveland legend at this point. I mean, the man's won a Gold Glove every year he's been in the league. He put Bradley Zimmer out of a job in one start. You
Two-time
know, he
All-Star.
he was gonna maybe not get called up when he made his major league debut, and then he made his debut, and next thing you know, Bradley Zimmer was DFA'd like the next day, and he's had his home in left field ever since. And he deserves to be on that pedestal. He's earned it. He's earned to get paid, and like I will never fault Stephen Kwan for not staying here, and because you can't have a team built on Jose's. We are
Mhm.
Hmm.
lucky Jose is the man he is. And I'm never going to fault a major league athlete for who has to put their body on the line, their family on the line, their time with their family on the line to have to take a pay cut in order to stay with a team, even if you want to stay with them. You know what I mean? Like all this to say, front office pay him, please.
Please,
Open
man,
Seriously.
up the
just hand him a
checkbooks.
blank check, literally. I mean, he is truly a generational player. I
And then you
literally
look at the
tweeted,
statistics.
I tweeted in September 2022, months after he made his major league debut. I tweeted, Stephen Kwan is going to be a Hall of Famer. And I still have that tweet bookmarked. I still reference it every now and then. If you follow me on Twitter, then you definitely know. But I fully stand by that. And not just Guardians Hall of Fame. I mean, he will be a Hall of Famer one day. So I am prepared to die on that hill.
Dude, from day one, how many at bats did he go without swinging at a
Oh man, I
strike?
just looked this up. It was like 116, I want to say.
It was
It was like
insane.
just
Like
over 100. Yeah.
I remember them bringing that up like towards the end of the streak, like talking about how like he knows the zone that well that he doesn't let a strike go by.
That was the very first thing I noticed when I started watching him is that I couldn't believe this man was a rookie. The way he
Yes.
was seeing the ball at the
Yes.
plate, I mean, he looked so comfortable there.
Hmm.
I mean, it was just amazing. Like I have never seen such good plate vision from anybody, much less a rookie. And just, the solid contact he makes. I mean, he is literally just one of the best contact hitters I think we'll ever see. And man, he just amazed me from day one. And then I think it was like his third MLB game. He had that 5-hit game against the Royals,
Yes.
and that cemented it for me. I'm like, this dude is literally generational.
Well, dude, if you have Jose and you have Kyle Manzardo, you need someone to be on base for those guys.
Right.
Like,
And he
and
is the
that's
perfect leadoff hitter.
that is what he does. He gets on base. Where's the fucking meme?
And if he doesn't get on base, something that I think we kind of forget now, he'll put up long at bats, and that's the whole
Hmm.
point. And like he talked about a lot in his like first year and a half with the team that was brought up a lot more in interviews and stuff. But like his role is to see as many pitches as possible, make that pitcher throw as many pitches they have in their arsenal at the different speeds they can throw it, so that the next hitters can see what they're going to go up against. So they have all that data on the iPad for them to go have iPad time and look at. And um that's something like he's putting up these long at bats and he's a great contact hitter, but the fact there's a lot of great hitters in the league. There's not a lot of great hitters that are also gold glove consistently and
Hmm.
deservedly gold glove defenders. You see, Aaron Judge, great hitter, not the best fielder looking at World Series. Um and then you have Stephen Kwan diving into the stands in the Mariners game or making that catch against Josh last night. It's he is his ability to track the ball and field. And yeah, he's had a couple errors this year, but some of his throws into Bo have
Oh,
been
His
His
relays,
outfield assists
yes. Oh
are
my
Yeah,
God.
he leads the league
Yes.
in outfield assists.
He's winning a platinum glove at some point. Not this year, but soon. Within
He
within
absolutely will.
easily within the next 5 years. I
Oh, I
can
would love to see
absolutely.
that. That would
I
bring me a lot of joy.
I'm sure it would.
I would
More
probably cry.
tears, but happy tears.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I
You'll
also
just
watched
post it.
the MLB socials came out with this new series they're doing called No Easy Outs, and their first player that they featured was Steven Kwan. And so it
Oh.
was like a 20-minute long episode where they basically interviewed him, and I watched the whole thing, and it was great because he talked about, playing, even in Little League and how he had imposter syndrome, being a small kid with not a lot of power. And just to hear him talk about how that never deterred him when he was a kid and even throughout college, I mean, he used that to his advantage. And that shows when he's on the field. Like it's just amazing. Like I have nothing but respect for that guy. And it was just great to see him open up about his experience too. And players like Ichiro that he looked up to. So it was really, really interesting, and you guys should definitely check it out. I think it was posted maybe, I don't know, maybe a month ago. It was on the official MLB channel. So it's
It
called No
was
Easy Outs. Go watch that.
it was so good. It really was. I think that's probably one of the reasons I like Stephen Kwan so much is that his right, he like knew from the beginning. He said like he knew he wasn't gonna be a big guy, right? And so like from the very beginning, he was like, I had to pivot. Like he had to like lean into his strengths. And I think that's just something that's so lost in today's game. Of right, like you don't have to be Aaron Judge 6'5",
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
just a massive human being. Um, right, like we he like leans into his strengths in other ways, right? Like so he like always his contact. He's always on base. He's running, he's tricky on the bases. And I think that's just like a lost art, and it's just a pleasure to watch.
That's the
I will say
one.
too, he's also just one of the best 0-2 hitters you'll ever see. Like
Yeah.
I meant to bring this up earlier, but man, like when he even if he's down in the count 0-2, like I am still confident that he can draw a walk. Or he'll just find a way to get on base because he is literally just that good. And there's not a lot of players that you can say feel confident even going down in the count like that.
Hmm.
Like for the longest time, he intentionally took strike one. He intentionally started his every at
Hmm.
bat down in the count because he wanted to see a strike. Like the confidence in yourself you need to be able to do that is it's because it's not egotistical either. It's just truly he's honed his craft and continues to hone it. It's something that I always joke about is every year he changes some part of his batting stance to adapt. And it's just he's constantly growing and challenging himself to be a better player, which like that's Jose mentality right there. And like that's how you become a Hall of Famer.
This
He's
man
gonna
And
plays chess
be,
on and off the field.
yes,
right?
literally.
I have my chest shirt on today for him.
Well, I have a feeling when he becomes like a true veteran, because like in year three, even though that is kind of like a quote unquote veteran on this team currently because of how young we are, but when he becomes a true veteran in the next like 5 years here, I feel like he's going to be the Jose type of veteran where he leads by example. He's always hustling out every single play. He's working hard. He's showing the kids like you can't take a play off. You can't take an at bat off. There's none of that. It's working hard every single time you're on that field, whether it's batting, fielding, what have you. So I'm excited to see his career. I hope he is in Cleveland for a very long time. Antonetti, please
Please
make it
keep him.
happen,
Chris, if
please.
you're
You guys will have
listening.
to like hold me down, I think.
Yes,
Oh no.
we
I
will have a whole episode dedicated to all of us just crying if that ever happens.
that's give the people what they want. That's what they need.
A full 60 minutes of us just crying.
I do have a question. Do you think it is more important in the off season for us to extend Stephen Kwan or Kyle Manzardo?
Oh,
That's a good
Stephen Kwan.
question, but yeah, Stephen Kwan for sure.
Yeah, I think
Sorry.
because I don't know where, I mean, I'm not up to date on all of the contracts and up and downs and what have you, but I Kyle just came up last year, right? So like Kwan's been up and he has been our starting left fielder for the past 3 years. So I yes, I agree that
Right.
Kwan is
I
the
think
one that you
Kwan is
need to.
definitely, yeah, he's definitely proved himself over and over again. He's proved to be a consistent player too.
Hmm.
It wasn't just a stellar rookie season he had and then he, just kind of dipped and became average. I mean, he's shown us for the past 3 years what kind of player he is. And like Kyle too, I mean, we're starting to see that too. So while he still has a bit more to prove than Steven, I definitely think that there's no reason to not extend Steven Kwan.
Depending on
And
Kyle's
look at
year next year, I think if he has a
Yeah.
good year next year, then that off season, the 26 to 27 off season, you make Kyle a priority. But this year, with the uncertainty and inconsistency in our outfield, we need some kind of strong somebody to stay there and say, this
and
is our
Yeah, that's a good
outfielder.
point too. That's a good
and
point.
that's where I was gonna lean towards Quan about was that, besides Chase Water, a lot of our affiliates for the outfield are converted infielders.
Hmm.
So, first base, I'm not too in DH. I'm not too concerned about filling that spot. We have CJ, we have Ralphie Velasquez in Double A. We have a couple good first basemen, and DHs will pop up as they pop up because that's usually dictated by injury or power, one or the other. Um, but outfield is not as I don't feel as secure about because so much of our outfield in the affiliates is just what third baseman can we roll out there this year? what,
We have
for
a bunch
John?
of infielders.
Yeah, I mean John Kinsey Noel was originally a first baseman. Nolan Jones was originally a third baseman coming up.
Yes.
So it's like we're so much of our outfield are converted. They're not natural outfielders. Um, so I think this year Quan's your
I mean, I would
priority.
agree. I also think it was massive that, right, we had so many offers. I heard that the offers that we had for Quan at the trade deadline were absolutely insane. And then like for our front office to put like the confidence in Quan, like, hey man, we know that you're worth this much. Like we realize that you are the guy. I'm hoping that really kind of solidifies a long-term deal with him.
Yeah, he deserves to have the organization's trust.
Yeah, he has absolutely earned it at this point. I don't believe I don't know what else he can do to prove to them that he deserves to be extended and he deserves to be paid.
Yeah. He's also the exact type of player that you want in Cleveland, right?
Yes.
He's not gonna get a Juan Soto contract. I think that would be unrealistic. As much as I would love for him to get paid all the money in the world, I just don't think it's a realistic contract for him.
Yeah.
And so, but he's exactly like, right, like he's not an unaffordable player. He's not a power hitter. You're getting fundamentally good defense. You're getting contact. I think that's the exact type of player that the Cleveland Guardians should pay for.
Absolutely.
100%. That was very well said.
Yes.
And like kind of going off that too, I kind of like draw comparisons with him and like Nick Chubb on the Browns because he was one of those guys that he
That's a
was
great
so good
comparison.
at what he did. He was so good fundamentally, and everybody just respected his work ethic, his on and off field performance. And so that's kind of the same guy they have in Steven Kwan. I mean, he's good at, all the fundamentals. He's not flashy. He literally just puts his head down, puts his work in, and he is pretty damn good at it. So, and that's absolutely the kind of player that not just the Guardians want, but that the city wants and that they want to represent Cleveland.
I'm gonna put it out there that the what happened to Chubb does not happen to Steven.
Well,
Please God, do not let that
The
happen.
Browns are a nightmare.
Chubb
Yes.
was my favorite Brown, and so I
It's
was already devastated enough. I cannot go through that again with Quan.
no. So yes, it's a great comparison. Absolutely agree that who Chubb was is who Quan is to the team. I just don't want the same outcome for Chubb.
Yeah.
I don't want Stephen Kwan ending up in Houston.
In short, Chernoff,
Oh
learn from
wow,
the
that would
Haslam's mistakes.
Which I don't think for all of the issues that our front office has, I do believe they do their best with what they have overall. I do not believe that they are. The Haslams are at the bottom of that, like they are in the underneath the foundation of a house, whereas the,
The
the
bar is in hell for the
literally,
Haslams.
literally, exactly. Dan Gilbert is the one at the very top. He's that
Oh, can
man.
Dan
Yes.
Gilbert buy all of the
Bless
Cleveland
us.
teams, please?
Bless you, Dan
The one
Gilbert.
time we'll support a monopoly, Dan Gilbert owning
Dan,
Cleveland.
Like,
perfect. I'm 100% in. He's my favorite billionaire. The only one I like, I think.
Everyone drop your favorite billionaires.
All wrong
that
answers, unless
might be the title of this episode.
a baseball podcast. Dan Gilbert's my favorite billionaire.
Favorite billionaire. I mean, I agree. I fully agree. Dan Gilbert is also my favorite billionaire if I had to name one.
Yeah.
Let the record show I
Oh,
also agree. It is unanimous.
oh, I'll tag him in the episode when I post this. Okay. And I think on that note, this is a good time to wrap up. Thank you, ladies, so much. Really quick, I just want to mention we have had a lot of support from a lot of different people, but specifically, Greenie's sports cards have been huge supporters. And we're trying to work out some kind of fun little trying to work out some kind of partnership with them. So at Greenie Cards, GREENIECARDS on Twitter, highly suggest, especially if you're into the hobby, follow them, check them out, and make sure that if you have any card, baseball card, basketball card, looks like they have carry all sorts. They even carry reflogs, Muni Lot kids if you're into that kind of thing. So a lot of fun there to be had. Check them out, please. But aside from that, that is it for our first episode of Caught Looking. Thanks so much for listening and supporting our first episode. Follow us on our socials at Caught Lookin' CLE on Twitter, on Blue Sky, on Facebook, on Instagram. We are trying to cover all of our bases. And subscribe
Unintended.
on.
I was like, but
Oh, that was totally unintended. Oh. But yes, please subscribe on every podcast platform. We're trying to hit everything so you never miss an episode. And for that, thank you, Nicole. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Mikayla, for joining me. And whether you are here for hot takes, heartbreaks, or home runs, don't get caught looking. Go Guards.
Go Guards.
Go Guards.